My name is Anthony Padilla, and this is my persuasive speech. I will now scan my audience. What does Sandra Bullock and Angelina Jolie have in common? Well, besides both being beautiful and amazing actresses, they have both been involved with the process of transcultural or transracial adoption. Now, what this is when a child of one race or ethnic group is placed in a home with adoptive parents of another race or ethnic group. I've actually had the opportunity to experience and witness this relationship form, as a close family friend of mine has actually adopted her daughter of a different race. And many of us might have to consider adoption and this type of adoption in the future, as our spouse's fertility might come into question, or just expanding one's family becomes an option. So great family relationships can form from this type of relationship, and that is why I believe that foster children placed in homes with parents of different culture or races than them are at no significant disadvantage. So today I will first address that it doesn't matter what race the foster child and parent are, as long as it's a loving relationship. Secondly, that the cultural identity of the child is not at risk, as many seem to think. And thirdly, that children in these situations can progress through life and have good self-esteem and academic success. So let's first take a look at why I say that these children, or that the race or ethnic group of the foster child and parent is not important. Of course, it seems ideal to think that matching a child of one ethnic group with the same parent of the same ethnic group is an ideal situation, but as an article from CNN in 2010 points out, 77% of all adoptions are by whites. So with all the children that are of different races being up for adoption and foster care, it doesn't seem possible to match them with parents of the same ethnic group, because 77% of the people adopting are white. Also in this article, a young white girl named Stacy Bush talks about her life growing up, because her mother adopted her and her mother is African American. And what she stated was that it doesn't matter what color you're raised as long as someone loves you. So she was 21 when this article was published and was thriving in college. So it can really be shown that it doesn't really matter what race the parent is, as long as there's a loving relationship there. So now that I've talked about how the races don't really matter, let's now look at cultural identities. Another concern that many people raise when talking about foster children being brought up by parents of different races is that the child loses touch or a sense of their identity or their native culture. Now, for this reason, the Child Welfare Information Gateway published a page on their website which provides tips and help for parents looking to adopt children. They insist that to preserve the child's culture and identity, it's ideal for a parent to celebrate that child's culture with them and openly talk about and communicate any racial issues or concerns that might arise. And as I stated before, one of my very close family friends actually adopted her daughter, Sarah, who is African American while she was white. And it's honestly, if you couldn't tell the difference between their skin tones, you would feel as though they were like any other mother and child. Their relationship is as strong as any mother's is with any child. And for this reason, I think that, and as Sarah's grown up, her mother has celebrated with her culture and shared it with her through different celebrations, holidays, and church groups, and she's really kept in touch with her native culture that way. So now that we've talked about that, now let's talk about how children progress through life. An article in 1980, or a study done in 1983 that was documented on the Future of Children's website, compares 30 white families that adopted black children and 30 black families that adopted black children. And not only did these children and families integrate and flourish as a family unit, but there was no significant difference in each child's self-concept or self-esteem. Furthermore, there was no significant difference between the two sets of children's academic performance. They were both thriving in school. So, if you're placed in a happy home, have a great self-esteem, and are able to perform well in school, I don't see how anybody could argue that children or foster children that are placed in homes like this are at any disadvantage from children placed with their same race or ethnic group. So now let me conclude. In summary, I've shown that there's that a loving family and family unit is more important than the races of the parent and child, that cultural identities of the children is not at risk with proper parenting, and that that these children's self-concept or self-worth is also strong in these types of relationships. So, in conclusion, leave with this. Color is only skin deep, so let's not let this inhibit a child's opportunity to gain the love and comfort that a family can offer. Thank you. Now I will scan my audience one last time.